Good afternoon. My name is Deborah Stam, and I am the Grants Manager for the City of Salisbury. Welcome to the second public hearing for the 2021 Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, program year. This hearing will cover the projects that are proposed in the 2021 Action Plan, and will also provide a status report on the CDBG projects that are currently open or were closed within the past year. I am joined today by Matthew Parente and Mark Rakowski of PAC 14, who were kind enough to set up the CDBG public hearing on Zoom for me. If you are interested in making a comment or asking a question when we get to that point in the hearing, then you can make a request in the chat section, and either Matthew or Mark will enable that function for you. They will call on each person that would like to make a comment in the order that they type their name into the chat section. As is always the case in these public hearings, you will need to identify yourself for the meeting record, and please state whether you are representing a specific local agency or if you are a local citizen. The action plan is the city's application to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, for our annual allotment of CDBG funds. The draft of the City of Salisbury's 2021 CDBG action plan was made available for public review beginning on March 19th, 2021. The action plan may be viewed on the city's website under the Housing and Community Development Department, Community Development section. The address for the city's website is www.salisbury.md. The City of Salisbury has been a CDBG entitlement jurisdiction since 2004. As an entitlement community, we operate our own CDBG program rather than having to apply for funds through the state of Maryland. And we receive an annual allotment of CDBG funds directly from HUD, which we administer according to HUD regulations. The 2021 CDBG program year will run from July 1, 2021 to June 30, 2022. The total amount of CDBG funding that the City of Salisbury has been awarded for the 2021 program year is $399,903. This figure represents an increase of 9.69% over the amount that was awarded to us for PY 2020. The city will use 17.5% of this amount, or $70,000, for administration of the CDBG program. The remainder of the award will be used to fund the following 4 projects: Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services Home Buyer Assistance Grants. The city will allocate $130,000, which is 32.5% of the award, for the continuation of the SNHS Homebuyer Assistance Grants Program. The funding will enable SNHS to offer home ownership opportunities to an estimated 11 low to moderate income households by awarding them homebuyer assistance grants. The grant funds may be utilized for closing costs, down payment, and/or principal write-down assistance. Habitat for Humanity of Wicomico County Housing Construction. The city will allocate $90,000, which is 22.5% of the award, to Habitat for Humanity of Wicomico County to enable them to provide the opportunity for homeownership to one low to moderate income family by partially funding the construction and site preparation costs for a single family housing unit to be constructed at 309 Barclay Street in the Church Street, Doverdale CDBG target neighborhood. Village of Hope Roof Replacement Administration Building. The city will allocate $30,000, which is 7.5% of the award, to the Village of Hope to partially fund the cost of replacing the roof on the administration building. The Village of Hope is a transitional housing facility for homeless women and their children, and the administration building is where a multitude of services are provided to the tenants of the facility. City of Salisbury, Truett Street Community Center, Rehabilitation Expansion. The city will allocate an additional $79,903, that's $79,903, which is 20% of the award, to assist with the rehab expansion of the Truett Street Community Center building in order to better serve the needs of the local residents. The proposed work will include much needed HVAC improvements and construction of a modular style addition to the main building. This addition will include a multi-purpose space with a kitchenette area, 3 classrooms with basic furnishings, 2 ADA compliant bathrooms, and 2 small office spaces. The Truett Street Community Center is located in the Church Street Doverdale CDBG target neighborhood. These 4 projects will assist us in addressing 4 of the strategies outlined in the City of Salisbury's 5-year consolidated plan. The first project, SNHS Homebuyer Assistance Grants, will address housing objective HS1 home ownership. The Habitat for Humanity Housing Construction Project will address housing objective HS2 housing construction. The Village of Hope Roof Replacement Administrative Building project will address homeless objective HO1 housing. The City of Salisbury Truett Street Community Center Rehabilitation Expansion Project will address community development objective CD1, community facilities and infrastructure. Okay, that concludes the overview of the projects that are included in the 2021 action plan. I will now provide a status report on the CDBG projects that are currently open and those that have closed within the past year. PY 2017, Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services Home Buyer Assistance Grants. Additional funding was provided to enable SNHS to continue to offer homeownership opportunities to low to moderate income households. The Home Buyer Assistance Grant funds may be utilized for closing costs, down payment, and/or principal write-down assistance. Unfortunately, the expenditure of the Home Buyer Assistance funds moved much more slowly than anticipated. This is due to the fact that the inventory of homes inside the city limits available for sale to clients at or below 80% of area median income is very low, and/or the property is in such poor condition it will not pass home inspection. Therefore, we executed an amendment to the subrecipient agreement to extend the time frame for completion of the project. All of the grant funds were expended and the project was closed on August 26, 2020. A total of 18 households were served with these grant funds. PY 2018, Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services Home Buyer Assistance Grants. Additional funding was provided to enable SNHS to continue to offer homeownership opportunities to low to moderate income households. The Home Buyer Assistance Grant funds may be utilized for closing costs, down payment, and/or principal write-down assistance. As previously stated, the inventory of houses available for sale to clients at or below 80% AMI is extremely low, and/or the property is in such poor condition it will not pass the home inspection. In order to increase the incentive for buyers to purchase a home inside the city limits, we executed an amendment to the subrecipient agreement with SNHS to increase the maximum grant award from $5,000 to $10,000 per client. That amendment also extended the time frame for expending the 2018 grant funds to June 30, 2021. The final reimbursement request on this grant is currently being processed. The remaining grant funds will be rolled forward into the 2021 Home Buyer Assistance Grants project, which is included in the new action plan. A total of 13 households were served with the 2018 grant funds. PY 2018, City of Salisbury Truett Street Community Center acquisition. This project was funded with grant money that was transferred from a previously funded project, the Homeless Services Case Managers Project. The remaining amount of $36,893.87 was utilized to partially fund the acquisition of the Truett Street Community Center in conjunction with a $100,000 grant from the Department of General Services and city funding. The acquisition of the Truett Street Community Center took place in December 2020. All CDBG funds have been expended and this project is now closed. PY 2019, Habitat for Humanity of Wicomico County, Housing Construction, 504 Tangier Street. Construction began on the house in February 2020 and was completed by the end of June 2020. The homeowner approved to buy the house suffered an injury, which subsequently required surgery, and this has impacted their income. Closing on the house has had to be postponed, but Habitat expects this issue to be resolved soon, and the closing will be able to proceed. PY 2019, City of Salisbury, low-mod neighborhood sidewalk construction. Funds were allocated to continue the construction of sidewalks in low to moderate income neighborhoods, specifically the Church Street Doverdale CDBG target neighborhood. The bid package was posted on January 17th, 2020, and the bids were opened on February 20, 2020. ECM Corporation was the winning bidder, and the contract was executed on March 23rd, 2020. Then COVID-19 hit, which caused many businesses to shut down for a while, and the construction was put on hold. Construction began on the sidewalks in early June 2020 and was completed in August 2020. This project is now closed. Due to the conditions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the PY 2020 CDBG action plan has been amended twice now. First, for the addition of the CDBG CV1 funds that were awarded to the city, and then for the addition of the CV3 funds. Both the CV1 and the CV3 funds are those additional funding streams that were awarded to us to assist us in dealing with the ramifications of the COVID pandemic. The following projects have been funded to date in PY 2020. These first projects were the ones that were funded with the regular funds before COVID hit. City of Salisbury, low-mod neighborhood sidewalk construction, sidewalk construction program, Church Street Doverdale CDBG target neighborhood. The project has been put out to bid and the winning bidder was AJT Homes. Contract documents are currently being executed. City of Salisbury, Truett Street Community Center, rehabilitation expansion. Work is on hold pending the availability of additional CDBG funding, which is included in the PY 2021 action plan. City of Salisbury, Truett Street Community Center, Community Kitchen Program Manager, part-time position. This project is on hold pending completion of the improvements to the Truett Street Community Center. The CDBG CV1 projects are as follows. City of Salisbury, translation services for critical COVID-19 information and updates. Project is ongoing. Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services, COVID-19 rental/mortgage assistance program. This project served a total of 35 households. All grant funds have been expended and this project is closed. City of Salisbury COVID-19 PPE production for local businesses. The city partnered with M4 Reactor to design, fabricate, and manufacture PPE devices for local businesses, such as acrylic shields for work areas, floor stickers, face shields, etc. A total of 38 local businesses were served. This project is complete and the remaining funds will be transferred to another COVID project. City of Salisbury, COVID-19 critical needs supplies for low-mod income residents. And these would be items such as food, PPE items, sanitizer, antibacterial soap, those types of things. This project is ongoing. The CDBG CV3 funded projects are as follows. Salisbury Neighborhood Housing Services, COVID-19 rental/mortgage assistance program. Additional funding was provided and this project is ongoing. City of Salisbury COVID-19 critical needs supplies for low-mod income residents. Again, this is food items, PPE, sanitizer, antibacterial. So additional funding was provided and the project is ongoing. Okay, that concludes our status report. We will now open up the floor for comments and or questions from the public on either the action plan itself or on the community development needs of the City of Salisbury. As previously stated, if you would like to make a comment or ask a question, please state that in the chat section, and either Matthew or Mark will enable that function for you. Please identify yourself for the meeting record and state whether you are representing a specific local agency or if you are a local citizen. So, Matt, do we have anybody who has indicated they would like to make a comment?
We do not.
We do not. Okay, well, seeing as there are no questions or comments from the public, that concludes our second public hearing for the 2021 CDBG program year. The city will be accepting written comments on the 2021 action plan through 4:30 p.m. on Monday, April 19th, 2021. Written comments can be mailed to the City of Salisbury, HCDD, 207 West Main Street, Suite 102, Salisbury, Maryland, 21801. Or you can email them to me, Deborah Stam, at dstam, that's dstam, @salisbury.md. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.